There we go. That was easy. Axle F. And then we go on to... What are we doing? You might notice the silly puns that come through all of here. What's that say? Heart not found. Okay. What are we doing? A water wheel. Fair enough. Let's see how much wood. This is going to be a lot of wood, isn't it? I'd imagine. Let's do this. No, that's a water-powered saw. Oh, cool. I want to get into that. Give the horses a break. That's actually not that bad. A copper gear we can make. A wood blade is made from glue and just slabs of wood. And a copper gear. I think I've actually made a copper gear. They're like the traditional, is it buildcraft type things where you start with a wood gear, then a stone gear, then a copper gear and an iron gear, and you work your way up through them. It's fairly straightforward. There we go. I've got one. Here's one I made earlier. Now to make the glue, we need to make, which isn't that hard. I'm not a rice ball. Oh, for goodness sake. Where's the other option? Glue. Any hides. That would probably be easier than using the rotten flesh. The rotten flesh, I suspect, will be useful for other things. Hides are pretty common. You can actually get a lot from every... For example, from a cow, you might get 5 hides, which is reasonable because a cow's a big animal. But I'm going to render this down in the cauldron. It is in the cauldron, isn't it? I'm not making a mistake here. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, it's in the cauldron. It just takes time to cook its way through. I know you're going to manage it, cauldron. Maybe I need to be... It is raw hides, isn't it? No? Not raw hides? It isn't raw hides. It's pelts. I guess with a hide, you've already scraped all the fat and everything off it. So you can't do that. And I've got through that without making any sort of rawhide jokes. Singing terrible rawhide songs. You guys aren't old enough to know what rawhide is anyway. Well, you shouldn't do. Clint Eastwood, early career. I've also got the other quartz grinding out here. And because we're going to need some more axles. There we go. Let's get in there. Get in there. I will. I'll cook this up and I'll make some more axles for and a gearbox. I'm presuming. Well, that wasn't too bad. Water wheel. However, we need to go onto the gearbox next, and oh, more stuff. Turntable. Ah, it's going to be a jump head. Oh, looking forward to that. Gearbox, though, I've got to check something else about how to make a particular item. I just realised it's got thin slabs. Okay, so that's not too bad. We just need to use the chopping block to make that. It's not always obvious which one will lead on to the next item, because, for example, you might think that if you put wood planks in the chopping block, you would get slabs, but you don't. You get sticks. So you've got to check your recipe quite carefully. I've actually made too many brass panels, but that's fine. We will need another gearbox later. By the way, I made this ages ago, the saw, thinking we were going to get there sooner. It's actually pretty easy to make. I'd been looking up how to make... Oh, good timing there, game. I've been looking up how to make... what you could make use of copper gears, because we could make copper gears ages ago. I was wondering, what can you make out of copper gears? And I got excited, but sadly I couldn't actually make as many things as I wanted, because I could make the machines, but I had no way of powering them. But that's all about to change, isn't it? There we go. Lovely. Now, the problem here is that I don't have flowing water around here. So there's obviously the seas, the ocean and things. There's the river here, but it's not actually a flowing river like some ones you find on the map. Now down here, there's a village down here. This one's actually got flowing water going through it, and another shog-off layer there. This one up here, one of the villages up here is very, very cool. I almost wish I'd built there, because it has lots of flowing rivers, like canals going through it. Really cool. And there are also some other interesting features on these maps, so you get proper flowing rivers. There's one over by the over here near the Abyssal Craft Circle, and there's also it's like a Disney water ride up in the mountains. I'll have to show you that sometime, where the That's actually the river village over there, where it's over here, and it's like a river that flows through caves through the mountains. It's absolutely awesome. But I don't have any of those awesomest things around here. But I have a plan about how to get flowing water before I actually have the bucket. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and I'll bring you back to show you what my plan is. So we'll see something really cool. Here we go. This is like an unfired clay barrel extension, the sort of thing you put on top of other barrels to make them hold more volume. Oh, the noise. I apologise for the noise, by the way. It's really, really loud. So we take this thing, you go up here, don't land on the saw. This is a turntable. Okay, very simple to make. It's just a speed thing. Ow! Goddamn piranha! No, ow, ow! Interrupting my recording. Anyway, that's so rude. I'm quite stressed now. Hold on. I've got his corpse though. We'll cook him up later. There we go. Oh, where's it gone? There we go. An unfired clay bucket. Isn't that cool? I think you can make other things on that as well, like vases. But of course, the more observant amongst you will have always realised I already have a bucket. Yes, indeed. That means I've been moving liquids around. And what does that actually mean? Well, I've been doing this. Isn't this cool? It's the aqueduct. The aqueduct is finally installed up here. What have I been ducting? Oh, aqua, of course, you silly sausage. What else would I be doing? So what I did is I made a pool up here. Not that. I made a pool up here of water. Using my bucket. Basically, it's hard to move. So there's no... I've mentioned this before, but there are no source blocks of water. No infinite source blocks of water, rather, in the map, except in ocean biomes, like the ones over there. And sometimes even these edge pieces here don't actually count as ocean biome. So you can make a very untidy mess around the edges by taking buckets of water out. But I moved this all up here, and I used some of the barrels I've got over by the house. To carry up large numbers of buckets and then put them down here, but it's quite awkward. But what happens with aqueducts is that if a source block like this one here enters the aqueduct, it will continue propagating and flowing down here as more source blocks. So I can take water out of here. So this is like an infinite source itself. Yeah, once this is going, which is kind of cool, isn't it? Really, it's very good. So, by the way, if you've got any real aqueducts near you, or ruins of aqueducts anywhere near where you live, go and see them. They're quite amazing. They are proper sized ones, like the Roman ones and other things that were built in the past, are really huge. They're really immense structures. A lot of them go over like valleys and things like that. They're immense. They're amazing to see. Anyway, yeah. So now this is installed. What am I going to do with it? Well, I don't actually have to use one. I mean, I could let the water flow down here and then put a water at the bottom. But it's more cool to do this, I think. So this is what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put the water wheel, or two, I don't know yet, somewhere down here. And I'm going to make... You heard how goddamn noisy it was over there. I don't want that in my main house. I'll never be able to sleep. So I'm going to build a mill somewhere around here. I'm going to put all the machines inside it. And have it like a workshop. Well, I guess it's still a mill. It's a water mill. Have that down here and have all the machines that I can power in there. I've got the turntable. There's a spinning wheel. There's the saw, and I think there's some sort of squasher or crusher like the machine over there. So the horses can run free now. The horses don't have to do any more work, I think. Or the buffaloes, as far as I can tell. So I'm going to build that here, but I need to get a bit of organisation about how I do it. And exactly how I'm going to put it. I don't know if I'm going to run the mill that way or this way or what I'm going to do. Plus, I thought it'd be quite cool to use the runoff from the mill for farms, because the farms right now are all down next to the water, which is all right. But I'd rather have a bit more controlled system. I thought what I can do is run the water off, and then have like terraces carrying the water down through successive fields. Sounds cool, huh? Well, let me get started and we'll see where we get to on that. Well, my mill is pretty much finished, I think. There might be some modifications later. There probably will be some modifications later, but that'll do for now. Here's the fields outside that I'm slowly replanting. Got to get them going yet. Things like the hemp take time to build up from the basic stalk to the second level here, which is which is what we actually need. So every now and then I harvest them. My seeds just gone away? No, they're there. They're here. Okay. Here are my seeds. Now keep on replanting them out. So we've got a full field, and we're probably going to need it. Okay. So let's do a little wander around. We have here the 2 water wheels. Now, I've actually got 4 water mills. Not because I made 4. I only made 1. But there's a duplication bug. So every time you break a water wheel and to move it somewhere, you get another one, which is it's just a known bug. With that's annoying, that dirt there. I should replace that with some stone. It's a known bug, unfortunately, and so I haven't exploited it too much. I used a second water wheel. I don't think actually a second water wheel actually makes any difference, to tell you the truth. I don't think it increases power. I don't think there's like a limit of power that can come out, that you can overload the power coming off of a water wheel. Maybe you can. Maybe you can. I don't know. Anyway, so the water wheel's on the outside here. We've got the water flowing down from above. And this is polished diorite, very easy to make. I can't make many bricks right now. I can't like combine 4 stone together to make bricks, so I'm using this as a sort of a slightly more decorative thing. And down here, well, obviously this water's falling like 6 meters, so that's quite a lot of force coming down. So I've got slate under here because there's a lot of force. It can be wearing away at dirt or anything else that's under here. So I put a nice hard wearing material, slate down here. On the runoff here, on the mill race, and then down here into the fields, and some of the water being carried across to here for the other fields. And there's some more water up there I can flow down as well to get the fields going. But really what we've got growing out here is the hemp, the wheat and the rice as the main things that need to be milled. Hemp to make thread, and rice and wheat to make flour, although wheat is more useful than rice because rice bread, for example, you can't combine into as many things. It'd be nice to have some barley, but barley doesn't behave in the same way as well. Barley, you have to break it rather than sort of trimming a bit off like this, and it's just not quite as good a material. Anyway, have to go stick with wild barley. We fancy some nice barley bread. Let's go for a little tour of the mill, shall we? Now, I want you to remember this is a working building. Okay, there's machinery working in here all the time. It's running all the time, and therefore it's a busy environment. There's lots of moving parts and things in there, and we'd be careful. Okay, if we'd invented hard hats yet, I'll be asking you to put one on, but we haven't. But even so, if you're not sure what it is, and you're not sure whether you should touch it or not, you probably shouldn't. Okay, right, here we go inside. Right, quite actually a cramped space inside here. Here's the main drive shaft coming across to number 1 gearbox, and number 1 gearbox feeds off to everything else. Now, I actually built all these pieces here before the building because I knew it would be awkward how to link them together. We can talk about how they link together in a minute, but there's limitations in how you can combine these bits and pieces together. And I could probably have made the building bigger and prettier, quite frankly. If you want a pretty build, go and watch who's actually skilled a bit, like shit or something like that. But I do a more functional building, and it's a bit harder for me to gather resources at the moment. I can only mine so much out. Maybe I can do more later. I didn't want to go into creative mode to build it, so I've just done what I could with what I had. And the building's a little cramped inside. So we have the main drive shaft. The millstone is on its own here. It's like a centerpiece compared to the other units up here, and that's because the millstone takes a bit longer. There's actually nothing in there. It takes a bit longer to process things, and it needs to be automated a bit more. Some of these ones, some of the units up here, I can stand there and use them and be finished fairly quickly. The millstone needs to be left running. You can load up quite a lot of stuff in there. Be left running for quite a while and collecting things. So, how to collect things? Well, you can use hoppers, but it isn't great. I mean, the millstone will kick out items in any of the cardinal directions, and even now, sometimes it misses. 1 in 10 maybe misses and falls out here. But oh, that's a good one. There we go. Some hemp fibre there. And I could have used hoppers, but hoppers don't usually work very well either, and trying to feed them into a chest is hard. So, I picked one up. There we go. So instead I've got these grills. Oops. And these grills fall down into a more traditional collection method for Minecraft. Water. Flowing water. And the water flows out down here. This here we go. Into a hopper. Oops. Into my hand rather than into a chest. And there we go. Some flour in here. Some rice flour. And some hemp fibres. go. And this is what I felt like I needed to do for the millstone. So I think I'm going to need a lot of hemp and other things as well can be run through this. And I'll go off and do other things at the same time. Now, please, if you've got loose hair, stick it under your helmet or something, because it's quite dangerous. You don't want to get caught in this. Whoop, there we go, right underneath the drive shaft. But you know, it's like a machine. It's like being inside a machine. You just got to be careful. And up here we have a couple of recognisable bits of kit. We have the saw. I think I've shown you before. This thing should really be facing blade up. Let's see if I can get it to place. But it just doesn't want to do it most of the time. It likes to lay on its side. I don't know why. It just does, which is kind of awkward. But then again, it works for what I've got. So the way you use a saw is just put a block down in front of it. Logs. That's what I mean. It's really fast compared to the millstone. Now, if the saw was on top, some of this stuff would scatter over the back. So I actually don't mind that it's on its side. And when you chop up, for example, logs on here, you get oak bark and you get planks, quite a lot of planks, and you get a fair amount of sawdust as well. And you can chop smaller things on here. So, for example, if we've got planks on here, you get sidings and various other bits and pieces. So we recognise this piece of this second gearbox here, and the saw can be driven. The saw's more flexible. You can drive it with the axle coming in from more directions. And over here we have one we haven't seen before, the spinning wheel. I'm going to show you this a bit later. But yeah, you put these spindles on, and you put, for example, certain sorts of cloth on there or leather, and you can use it to bind it onto the spindle. It's just a spinning rod, and then you're throwing items on that will then get twisted around it. I think we'll need a bit more of this later. Again, like the saw, fairly flexible to use. It just plug it into the side or the base. Yeah, fairly simple. And up here we have the turntable, which is the thing I was making the bucket on. Can I put something on there? No, it's not spinning. Okay, shame. I was hoping it might spin around and around. So, I could have done this differently, I reckon. I could have organised it so it was all laid out nice and neatly on the same level or everything. But I found it more fun like this, and I didn't want to use lots of gearboxes. Every time, whoops, mind the shaft, okay? There we go. I can only do that because I'm a professional. I won't want you anywhere near that shaft unless you have to be. Okay, it's very dangerous. I could have used a lot of gearboxes to sort of manoeuvre the axles around and then the angles that I wanted to lay these out neatly, but I didn't really feel like it. I felt like, it's okay to do, and it gives you a more interesting building shape like this, so we can be up nice and high up here, peer out over the landscape. Right, so down on this side, it's still empty. Okay, I'm not sure yet what's going to be used this for, but you'll notice the wood finishes here because I've got a feeling that we're going to have some furnaces or something else over on this side. Not necessarily the Tinker's Forge, but something like it. I was looking up, these are all from Better With Mods. Better With Add-ons, sorry. This is Better With Mods, this is Better With Add-ons. They're all made, as far as I can tell, by the same person who made Better Than Wolves many years ago, which was one of my favourite ever for mod packs. And the only machine I can see left that goes with these powered systems is a set of bellows. I'm not sure what the bellows are for. I'm guessing it's going to be for some sort of forge or furnace for the bellows to be pumping through, and so I'm expecting possibly to put in some sort of big fireplace or chimney set at the end here on this side, and that's what will be at this end, and will be in there later, but I don't know yet. But what we're going to do instead, for now, we're going to finish off this episode with a bit of astral sorcery instead. So I've got an astral tome here, which is part of the task, and the next thing we need to do is make the crafting table. By the way, you may be wondering what I'm going to do with some of the area in here. I think we're going to put the Tinker's Forge in here, probably, unless I end up with some sort of funkier forge over in the mill on that side, and possibly some of this storage is going to get moved over there as well, I think is what's going to happen. Hello, zombie, where are you? You're downstairs somewhere, are you? Fine. Maybe we'll get a better storage solution up here as well. We'll have to find out when we get there. Goddamn sawdust, that's going to drive me. Although what you can do with sawdust, probably something very useful later. But right now, I don't actually know. Now, to do the next astral sorcery bit, what we need is the Luminess crafting table. Okay, and to make this, we need to go and see Cthulhu and his fugly pals over on the other side. So what we need some reinforced slates, some aquamarine, and some marble. I think it's just normal marble. I don't know. I think it is. So we've got the marble. I've got it already. See how you're impressed. How professional I am. We've got the reinforced slate. I think we can put some of these bits away as well. Let's put some of these stuff in here. I don't need that stuff right now. We will deal with that later. So reinforced slates I made at the blood altar. I'm almost out of aquamarines. But that's fine. We need a crafting table. We can quickly make that now. There we go. Was there anything else? And PE times 1,000. Where is the Necron? It's got loads of PE left in there as well, so that's good. Before we pop over there, because any delay from going to see those guys will be nice. I went around. Now I've got the water supply, and I fixed all the farms. Because you remember there was. Let's get my sword ready just in case. You remember there was a complete mess in here, and the villagers had let the place get a pot. I put some pumpkins in. I've started to replant. I put water in so the fields are hydrated again, and I changed it because the poor guys had like channels running through the middle. You don't really need that. You just need water will travel 4 spaces. So I just put a patch of water in, and that's enough to fill it to hydrate an entire field, and you get these extra blocks to do farming on, and also loads of cotton. Hello, buffalo. There's a cow. How did that cow get in here? Oh, I know. Did you? Yeah, you were a calf, weren't you? And you sneaked out through the hole over here. Why I've got you locked in anyway, guys? I don't know. I mean, guys, don't stop pushing. God, bullies. Right now, I gave these cows a little calf the other day. I think you must have sneaked out through the hole I've made. Stop pushing! Oh my God, let me get out of it. This is the grape for you. The vineyard I made, little vineyard I'd made. Isn't this nice? I've got grapes working. So what you need for a vineyard is the stem grows up like this, and then you need this is rope going across here, and the right sort of rope as well. You need rustic rope, which is very easy to make, just from a bit of string. And as long as the what's the word? It's a vine. The stem. As long as the stem has like one space on either side and a rope there, it will grow some grapes on it. It does it fairly fast as well. So I've got these delicious grapes to eat over here to keep my fruit levels up. And they're pretty good. I think they're better than apples, quite frankly. Now I'm presuming we can squish them into something more interesting, which is grape juice, and then maybe fermented grape juice later. But I haven't tried that yet. I'm sure there'll be a method to it, but I don't know what it is. Maybe alcohol was a fairly early innovation in human advancement, but I guess we haven't learned it yet. Maybe we will later. Well, nothing terrible seems to have happened while I've been away. It's hard to tell. Wolves are still hanging around being jerks. Piranha? No, that was a piranha following me earlier. Right. Was that there before? Yes, it was. That's where we were getting the... That's where we had our statues, wasn't it? Just this bunch in here. Okay, right. So, we need... Shut up, wolves. I'm doing occult thingies over here. Don't mess with me, okay? Let's not put that on yet. Well, it won't start yet anyway until we've got everything in place. Let's put it on anyway. What was top and bottom? The slates. I thought for a second I hadn't picked them up. Whew, blimey. Right, is that right? It looks like it. Let's see if it works or if I need a special sort of marble. Okay. Shift right click. Yeah, get on with it. Fatang, ole biscuit barrel. Come on, guys. Get on with your mystical thingy. There we go. Oh, lag! What happened? You lost access to stage 1 mob. What does that mean? Link to the stars. Stage 2 mob. I presume that is the unpleasant things that we can meet. For example, let's get the hell out of here, shall we? Stage 1 mobs are things like trumpet skeletons and normal skellies, the ones that don't have anything at all, just wander around. We've got no skellies with bows, have we? Correct? You think so, wolves? Am I right on that track? I don't know. So I presume we're going to start meeting nastier things now, but what they might be, I've no idea. Age 2. Anything else left to do on here? No, we've done it all. Everything so far is fully completed. Exciting. Okay, let's get back. Have a quick peek at Age 2 before calling the video. Well, I didn't get assaulted by anything on the way home. I did see a pig, but I don't think that counts as a level 2 mob. I did get attacked by like 5 sharks. Who are now cooking on the grill over there, and a piranha, but again, nothing interesting like that. But I did see over here gold on the coast. I'm going to mark these on my map. We've got hematite here, which is iron. And somewhere nearby here as well. Yeah, I think it's in the field. It's here. This one? No, that's cassiterite. I saw some lapis as well. That's hematite again. I knew there was some more ores in there. Ah, look, there it is, right there. Oh, that's convenient. Like I didn't dig that up by accident when I was mining down there. I definitely saw some cassiterite. Bob, was it over here near you, mate? I need to get him out of there, poor guy. I walked back this way. And I jumped. No, it was definitely here. I don't know, I'll find it. I'll see it at some point. That's good. Anyway, distracted. Where was that? Oh, I'm really annoyed now. Where was that? Where was it? I saw it right there. But at least the iron's easy to find. It's good to have a crevasse around like this. I found that maybe it's my... I don't know. Maybe I had a misunderstanding. Oh, is it? No? I'm sure I don't know. Here it is. I knew it was here. Bob, you didn't tell me. You're not helping. I found that in general that there are often ravines under villages. If that's true or not, but I've always found that to be often the case. Maybe it's something to do with, you know, there are lots of ravines everywhere, and it's just the structure of the landscape around a village that makes it easy to spot. But that's what I've generally found. Okay, we're on to Age 2. Woohoo! What have we got over here? Oh, it's just flashing like a mad thing. Okay, and we're into the Tinkers. Between lands. Ooh, woody blankets. Oh, wow. Framing table? What's a framing table? To build custom storage drawers. Oh, that's good because I've got so much junk to put in there. Lots of little bits and pieces. A better dowsing rod. Glass. It's not really glass blowing when it's a block shape, but there we go. And we're into Tinkers, which is probably where I'm going to go next, I think. I don't care about the constellation paper. Just because... Good night, kiddo. Sleep well. Sorry, my son is not feeling very well. He's off to bed. I don't fancy the Between Lands yet. I think we're going to go to do a bit of Tinkers. Is probably what we'll do. But that will be next episode. So I'm going to go and dig up some glorious iron. And look at what we're going to do. And I'll bring you back the next time we're doing something fun. Thanks for watching. See you again.